Hello everybody, my name is Tenshi, and today I'll just be rambling. This episode is just called me saying useless things. I'll just be talking out of my ass and say things that I don't even know if they are true or untrue. I'll just say things that I think are fact or that are my opinion. You can do anything about it. Try to, I don't know, start a debate inside the commentary, but just enjoy it. I just hope that some people will be interested in seeing all of these. Anyway, up you go. So, today we're gonna talk about heaven and hell. So, what is the representation of heaven? Most people will just say to you it's a representation of a place that you can find anything of a pleasure, any kind of nice things you can have, anything that will make you happy. I agree to that. It would be probably great. And it's probably a representation of the good. And when you're a bad people, you just go into hell because you have done some bad things. I wonder what people think when they do bad things like killing. Do they not want to go into heaven or hell? I don't know. What people think about going into heaven is being a fidel of the God itself. The problem is, I don't think it's that simple. If you think about heaven, and it's the reputation of good, then none of us will be able to go into heaven. Unless you really are someone who is pure-hearted. But the problem is that in this world, being pure-hearted means you'll be always taken advantage of. You'll be someone who is probably called as a victim. And even if it's people protecting you, well, I don't think you will be able to be protected from, I don't know, killers, mafia, the bad things that comes around the world. There's nothing you can do about it. And it will always stay there because life is cruel. Life is made of limitations. How does that work? Well, it's that simple. Why do you want to go to heaven? Because you want to be pleasured. You want to be nice. You want to be good. You don't want to feel bad. Why people don't want to be inside hell? Because hell is a bad place. You'll get torture in hell. You won't get anything good in there. Nothing good comes out of hell. That's what people most think. But there's some other people would think that hell is a good place. Maybe Satanist. Or maybe even the bad people could consider hell as good because for them being bad is good. It's just an opinion. But what I can call as heaven a good place is that it corresponds to whatever you want. What could be my kind of heaven? Well, as opposed to most people who think that heaven will be like a place where you be happy with others and you can do pretty much anything you want, like, I don't know, having a lot of girls, having a lot of money, having anything you want. I'll be telling you, even if you have all that, that won't be enough. My favorite kind of place would be the nothingness. Most people would ask me, why? I just tell you, the nothingness is like a place I could be myself in. I don't like to be staying with others. I just don't appreciate that. It feels stressful. Like, I know something is gonna happen if someone is there. They're probably gonna interact with me. We'll probably do some things together. Like, maybe we'll hate each other. Maybe we'll like each other. Maybe we'll be friends. Maybe we'll be enemies. Maybe, there's just so many possibilities. But when the possibility comes, it always comes with a lot of downsides. If you're enemies, well, there is no good sides. Well, the only good side is, well, you won't have to worry. You won't have to be. You won't have to care about him anymore because, well, none of you want to see each other. But if you care about each other, the downsides are as great as the other one. You'll have to care for the other one. Hear me out. That's someone you have become a friend with. They'll become someone you will have care for. Your heart will be attached to them, and therefore if they die, you'll be sad. If they have problems, you'll be concerned. And I think people are not enough seeing that that's just tiring. Being in care of someone is tiring. That doesn't mean you don't want to be like that. Of course, it's great. But it is really tiring. Having someone that dies in front of you even though you like him that much could be really, really freaking tiring. And, you know, if you didn't care about him in the first place, you won't have to bother now. Of course, that's the thinking of an enemy or a bad guy inside a film or a video game. But the point is, in real life, that's approximately how you survive. Why don't you give money to your friend when they need it the most? Sometimes that's just because they want to pin you, they just want to rob money from you, and you know it. Sometimes they just want to be honest and need your help, but you don't know about that. You'll just think the other way around. And sometimes it's just because they're having a bad day and they want you to be there for them. See, the downsides are here. You'll have to care. What are their problem is your problem. That's a very, very big downside because it comes over time. Of course, the advantages comes with that. You'll have someone to care for you too. But the trick is, if you're already good with yourself, do you really need anyone to care about you and make things about how you should be, how you think how they think you should be, how the others would think you should be? No, I don't think anyone care about that. You just want to be yourself, no? That's the whole point of it. You live in a life, though in society judge you for who you are, but they shouldn't. The thing is, people should be who they are. There shouldn't be anyone behind telling you, you are someone that should be like everybody else. In Japan, that doesn't happen like that. In Japan, you need to be exactly like everybody else or you'll be judged for it. And that's not good. Having yourself, not being yourself anymore, it's making you not a human, not free. You will broke eventually one day. Because you won't be yourself anymore. You'll just become a robot, acting like everybody else. That's even how it works, well, with a job. If you don't have a job that actually complies with your own doing, you'll just be doing a robot's work. And that's so funny because, well, today we use robots to do robots' work, but there's still some work that do that needs human to do robot works. Why? Because we need money. Why? Because we need money to make ourselves alive. And the thing is, that's all it is. It makes a circle. All of this circle of life of being non-human, non-yourself, non-free. You won't be able to do the same when you go into heaven. When you go into heaven and you think you can do everything you like, I'm pretty sure you will feel very weird. If you become an artist and you want to do anything you like, you won't. You can't, because life will be as cruel as ever for that. You cannot work anything you want because you won't have the time. An artist's work comes with preparations, and preparations takes time. And how does that work? You need time. Okay, I'm repeating the word time for a lot of reasons. You need time to do work, but you need to work to have time. You need to gain money to buy your time. You need the time to work on your project. And once your projects are done, it might be something good, it might be something bad. That's the point of an artist. He needs to come out with something that might turn out good, but sometimes it's not good. Me, I'm just lost now. I'm having so much things to create, and I just can't finish them because they are just so long. And I have an objective that I want to achieve, but even that wouldn't be possible because the path that I chose is even the most complicated one. I chose to become a mangaka, yet it's not possible because I only like video games and manga, and for that I need to work at something. So I decided I'm gonna pass on a work about video games. The problem is, there's not that much school that will provide you knowledge about video games to help you get better at this. And the school I'm in will eventually kick me out. That's so funny, isn't it? But the thing is, I'm just lost now. I'm out of my ways. I cannot do things I would like. And if I just go by myself, I think I might be broke, because I'd probably be doing something very bad. People always tell me that other works is horrible, other works are bad, other works will make you feel like you are dead, or repeating the same thing over and over. I've just worked once, last summer. It wasn't so bad. Yet, I still think that wasn't enough, and I needed to work even more. But jobs don't come that fast. You need to work for it. You need to work to get a work. You need to work to get a job, and you need to work to get money out of the job. But the thing is, I hate going to look for a job. Because when you try to go look for a job, it's not even guaranteed. It's based on the opinion of the one who will engage you eventually. And that's just eventually. I wonder if those people would even go into heaven or hell, because sometimes I just wonder, how does that work? And I just answer myself with, they just have a lot of people, they gotta choose the best, of course. But after that, how do you do with the ones who doesn't have anything? Try to come up with an artist that doesn't have anything. You know, the little guy who is sure to do something very good, but he doesn't have to prove, he can't prove anything. He didn't do anything. Why? Because he has been all his life doing his passions. And then when he comes out to, go to work for his first time, you can't engage him because his work is not even recon. People don't appreciate him for what he is or what he's doing. He'll only be appreciated if he comes out of his work and eventually buys something that will protect his work so he can show it to everybody else. That's just how it works in life. I've been talking about limitations, and that comes out in the themes of what I was talking in the beginning. The heaven and hell. I'm an artist, so why would you think I would go? Heaven or hell? Well, that depends on what I want to do. Depends on what I'd like to do. Depends on what I would want to do. I would prefer to live in a place where nobody can even try to bother me or annoy me or even talk to me. I don't want to interact with anybody else. It's not that I hate people. It's just I don't like being around people. Sometimes you would think that the best way to survive in a world is to be around the people you like and being helped by them. But there exist some people on Earth who just don't appreciate to stay with others. And you gotta understand that. Not everybody is made to be extrovert and talk with anybody else and make conversation and, being the most popular one just by talking. That doesn't work like that. Most people are different. Everybody is different. Some other people just want to live alone. Some others just like the long sight of death and not doing anything else. Just trying to rest. I am not someone who likes to rest. My personality is more like I like to work. I just don't like people disturbing me or having people to stop me for a moment to tell me I need you for this. Because sometimes it's just as annoying. I'm trying to work very hard on something. I am very concentrated and then someone comes out and just tell me that they need me for something. That's why I want to cut roads sometimes. I just don't want to be in mix with anybody. Because they just come around and tell you they need you for something. And if they don't need you for something, you'll eventually comes out with their problems. Because the people you care for, their problem is your problem. And if it's not your problem, then it's gonna be their problem that their problem is not your problem. Why? Because you don't care about them, so they won't care about you. Then you will become enemies. That's the downside that comes out of it again. And what was I talking about limitations? Well, let's go back into why I should go into heaven or hell. I shouldn't go into heaven, nor hell. My place that I want to go would be the nether, or the nothingness. Nothing to bother me, nothing to see me. Nothing to tell me that I'm doing wrong, nothing to tell me that I'm doing right. Nothing to judge me. No one to say, you should doing things like this or like that. No one to tell me their own opinion, to tell me that they want me to do something, to tell me that their own vision is better or that my vision is better. I just want to do things. I don't want anyone to stay behind me and tell me this. That's not because I'm narcissistic. That's not because I'm egoistic. That's just because I want to test out things. I just don't want you to be here and talk me out of this and tell me everything is wrong. Because I won't care at the time being. I'll just tell you, let me test it out, and when it's wrong, then I'll be correcting it. And what's this doing with the nothingness? The thing is, when you go into heaven, you'll probably be alongside a lot of people, probably doing something that is very limited. Or even if it is not limited, you'll be happy, nice. You'll be with everything you like, nice. You'll be with a lot of people, not nice. Well, you can maybe wish for being alone, but that would probably be like exactly what I'm saying. I want to be alone. So you'd like to go into nothingness? Sure. So, why even wishing to go into heaven then? In the heaven you can have anything you want. But I'm pretty sure the heaven is like, maybe it's a representation of yourself in a philosophical way. When you die, you may be going to nothingness. And since nothingness is well, the only thing you can have is the thing you have been. And if you have been doing anything wrong, well, you gotta be living in hell, because, well, you have done everything wrong. You have killed people, you see blood in your hand, and when you die, that's the only thing you'll be able to see. Then, when you're good, the only thing you can see is everything you have been doing right. Everybody smiling at you and everybody feeling great. That's nice, isn't it? But what about that you've been doing nice, but everything you're seeing around the world is wrong? So the only thing you can find nice is not only yourself, but also just the things you like. Your friends. You like them. They're nice to you. They're nice, right? So, the only thing you can even imagine about seeing nice is nothing. Or just the people you care for. And that just makes your heaven in that kind of place. But what if you were to feel nice about things that doesn't exist? Or the only thing that makes you feel nice is things that won't be possible. Like, let's take anime for example. Why do you think people like anime? Because they're crazy? No, that's not it. Because if you just think that, that just means you're very dumb. And I'm just not saying that because you're dumb. I'm saying that because you do not even care about thinking what the others think. Try to be at the others' places. What do they think when they say to you that they like anime? Most of the time it's because of boobies. Most of the time because of the beauties of character. Because they're cute, they're nice, they're saying cute things, they're funny, and everything around. Why is that, do you think? Huh? That's because anime is a representation of the ideal. Everything that is great for the human being. Hear me out. Why do you think we represent girls with huge breasts? Why do you think we represent men with huge muscles? Why do you think we represent character with such strong will, such strong powers, and always coming back from death? It's not because it's funny. It's not because we just wanted to do that. It's because it's our ideals. We want to be at their places. We want to be like them. We want, maybe, to have them as a friend, as a girlfriend, as a boyfriend, as anything you would like to be related to, but the point is, you want this to be real. But it won't. Why? Because world is limited. The world is made of limitations. You can't go that far ahead. Why don't I go to work? Because I need. Why don't I work on my project? Because I need time. Why don't I use my time then to do this project? Because I need money. Why do I need money? To survive. And the point is, I just want to do anything I like. Anything I like is my project. So I need to work. Not on my project, but work on thing maybe I don't like to get money. Life is cruel and you gotta deal with it. That's how it is. The life is limited on some actions. You could see that why is people society most of these days? That's because they're feeling oppressed. More so just abandon their idea of the life should be great. Or I could probably do that, or I wanted to do that. Some other people have the problem of I wanted to be with that person, but now I cannot because I love them so much and they don't want me. So I guess my ultimate wish has been down for good. So they die. Sad for them. But you shouldn't be planning on having a life on one thing. Have you tried? I've been trying to have my life placed on multiple things, but the only things I like have been limited too. Because it's like that, life is so much limited. And why is limitation related to nothingness? Because what is the difference between life and nothingness? No, the difference is not that life has content. The difference being is, in nothingness, you make your own content. You can say, well, those are fictional content. You're basically making your own content for yourself, and it's not real. But that's not the point. It's real content when you think about it, because it's real for you. Nobody's gonna tell you it's not real. In technical aspect, of course, it's not real, but in the physical aspect, in the living aspect, or any other aspect you can think of, it's real. You're living your own life. You're doing your own thing. No limits. No one to tell you anything about it. No one to just wake you up and tell you, hey, you're out of your mind. It's not real. Because it is for you. You're living in a world that only you decide what happens. Basically, you have become God. That's why I just want to go into nothingness. Probably I'll become a god myself and do my own things. I won't have anyone to tell me that's bad, tell me that's good. And the only time the world would die is if I were to stop imagining myself. That's why maybe we're just a brim of imagination of someone. Maybe I am just as like you are. We are our own protagonist, but if we were to all go into nothingness and be placed around the world where no one can hear us or only ourselves, some people might be freaked out because they aren't used to it. But when you're used to being alone, when you're used to be a lonesome wolf who doesn't need anybody and just think about himself because everybody around you hates you, or the people who cares about you can't be there all the time, well, you start to feeling alone, but being used to that alone. Or try to replicate your own persona to make multiple ones. Some people go crazy, some people goes like me. I have become both. I am as much as crazy as I am normal. That means that I may have multiple personalities that make me lunatic, but I am as normal as any guy could be seen on the street. I could talk to you like anybody else. I could be your friend, I can be your enemy, or the briefing of this would be that I am just a normal people. It's just that since I have something that differentiates me like schizophrenia, people would make a tag for me. They'd just tell me, you're having a schizophrenia, you're a maniac and it's weird. Of course. That's why I hate other people. They'll judge you for it. And in the nothingness, nothing will judge you. You're literally becoming God. I don't want to go in hell either. Because hell is just a bad place. There's nothing good, you'll be tortured forever, and you'll be only seeing the bad things you have done. No thank you. No thank you. I don't want to relive all the time where I was a complete dumbass and doing everything I thought was real bad. Me hurting my friend, me doing some bad things to the people I didn't even know, or me judging others and realizing today that I've been just a dumb idiot. Sometimes I wish I could have died for that, or I wish I could wipe myself from history and start from zero. Because today I've realized that I am completely different than what I am before. My life has been very different. So, in heaven, are you judged for what you have done, or are you judged for what you have become? That's weird, isn't it? That's a question you should be asking every day. If you are, well, I don't know, if you believe in God. If you don't believe in God, why are you even here? Have you been listening to all of this because you're interested in philosophy? If that's not interesting to you, I'll tell you. If you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in heaven, nor the hell, then I'll tell you, the places you're gonna go is probably the nothingness. Or probably heaven. Because at least you're someone who doesn't give a damn about feeling good for your later life. There's something I always said. The people who wants to go in heaven will go to hell. And why is that, do you think? There's a good reason behind all this. Why do you go to hell when you want to go into heaven? Why do you want to go to heaven first then? Because you want to feel good. You want to be good. You want to be in heaven because you want to have your own pleasure. And that's dumb. Because that basically means you're selfish. Great. You wanting you to be happy. So, your places will probably be hell because you're selfish. That's a weird logic, isn't it? But that's the logic of heaven. You want to go to heaven? You have to not be selfish anymore. You have to think of the other. You have to think a way to, being someone nice, pure, not caring about going into heaven. Being pure of heart. That's something nobody is today. Being pure of heart doesn't mean that you do not think of sex. You do not think of anything related to all of those things around you. Being pure basically means I cannot make a brief explanation, I think, because being pure is so vast. For myself, being pure is, you're someone who is nice, who doesn't care about any consequences about being too much nice for anyone, because all you want is other people smiling, and the only thing you care about is people saying you thank you. That's something that I've wanted to be. Being someone who is nice to everyone and having everybody tell you thank you. That just makes me smile. At least I'll be happy for a moment. And I won't need to do anything else. But other people want some other things. Maybe there's some other people who are just let down to their bestial feeling and want to have sex every day. Some other people just want to, be working out on their own desire for a change. I don't know. Maybe like playing football for long, drawing for long, anything. I started drawing because I wanted to express how much I want the other people to not be bad to each other. But then I started liking drawing, so I keep drawing. I gotta say, why did I start drawing anime? That's probably because the face of the girls in anime are so much cuter and beautiful that I just only want to see that every day. I don't want to see anything else. When I see a face of a real life, I feel like they're tired. They're very bored. They're angry. And it's scary. But some other people are smiling. That's nice. But it seems more like a forced smile or just a representation of what journals or newspaper will show you. That's just as false smile as I do every day to make my friend feel better. Yeah, I might be false smiling to my friend, but that's just because I don't want them to worry about me feeling down. I don't feel so much down today. I just feel like, since I'm coming into an end, only I and Alfina will feel better about, not doing anything else than just standing around. I'm just talking out of nothingness, and Alfina is just resting. She's resting in the other room. Hope she's doing okay. There's myself just rambling about nothing. And you're probably wondering, why am I talking about nothing today? It's because I have no other things in mind. I just want to get it out of my head. I just want to talk to nothing, I think. My parents judge me for that. They think I'm weird and I should grow up and stop talking with nothing. Because it's not normal, it's childish. It's like, it's an anomaly. Nobody cares about judging. Nobody cares about how I feel when I talk with myself. My mother doesn't even care about how I feel when I'm just angry. Like, not simply angry, but more like extremely just points out what's wrong and what's good. And at the end, it always feels like it's my fault. Like when I'm having a fight with someone I don't like, but it's not because I started it. Not because they started it, but most likely because, well, some of their friends were bully and they just happened to join to it, and they enjoyed it. And then they added a little thing into it that makes me completely pissed off, so we just started to hate each other and I punched them out. And then the battle started, but most likely they started it and I started the violence. But in the end, my mother doesn't point out the fact that what they're doing is wrong. She just points out that I shouldn't have hit them in the first place. The point is, if you just tell me that I did something wrong, of course I'll be super pissed at you. And very, very pissed at you. Because the thing is, you can't just go out and tell someone who is completely in rage mode that they have been doing wrong when in their own eyes they have seen justice. You have to comprehend them first and tell them, I can understand why you did that. It was probably out of anger or a burst. So, in retaliation of that, you should have probably think a bit more. Sure, they deserved it, but you didn't need to go that far. That just makes things worse. Of course we understand your action, but don't do it ever again. That's something that cannot be reproduced. It's bad. That is something she should have said. But since she never talked delicately, it always make me more pissed off. Sometimes I just hate myself because nobody loves me anymore. Only Alfina does, and yet she can't express her feeling other than just saying I love you. And that's a bit bad. Having a maid who only cares about you just because, well, it's you, and can't really say it otherwise. Like, she appears before me only in my 17s or 18s. If only she was there earlier, maybe she could have seen more in my life. And all I can do is talk about her and how I felt all this time. And I can't tell other things. Sure, she does understand some of my problems, but it's not that simple. So, what has all been doing with heaven and hell? Maybe I should go to nothingness. Maybe I should go to hell even. I just don't feel like heaven is a good place. I don't want to be surrounded by people. And I don't want to suffer no more. I just want to be in a place where nobody can judge me. That's the point of nothingness. No one to judge you, no one to see you, no one to talk about anything you have done, bad or good. Of course, that also means no one to love you, but that means no one to care about. And that's something really great. You can debate on saying that being with someone who is nice is always better, but I've been feeling better my entire time without having anyone telling me that I'm doing something good or bad, because I do my own things in my place, and nobody is here to say, what you're doing is really wrong, or what you're doing is really bad. Sometimes I just hate when people comes and just say that. They just don't want to understand. They're just saying, it's not the normality. Are these people going to heaven or hell? Probably hell. I just hope they go to hell, because there's no proper way to judge someone on what they have without seeing the background of it. You cannot tell that someone has been doing wrong if their wrongdoing has not something behind it. Sorry, I may have mispronounced that. You cannot tell someone that they have been doing something wrong if you don't even know the background of it. It's like saying killing is bad because I've killed someone. But just saying that, of course it sounds bad. But what if I tell you I've killed that someone because of an accident? They bothered me. They punched me in the face while I was trying to do something nice. I even offered them a cake. But they just punched me in the face. And they pull out a gun on me, and I turn that gun on them. Then it shoots by accident. Or even, I didn't do it by accident. I legitimately shoot them because they were about to jump on me. Or even, I just deliberately shoot them as they were standing in front of me, but they were ready to attack. The thing is, you never know if someone is ready to attack or is prepared to get a revenge. I just don't feel like it should be that way. When someone is doing something wrong, but they have some story behind it, try to understand it instead of just saying they have been doing wrong and that's just bad. It's like Trump. I don't know the life of Trump. I can't judge him. On TV, he sounds horrible. Maybe his life would have been worse. Maybe he's making the life of other people worse. What he's doing is completely wrong. I agree. And I don't even know his story to judge him yet. The only thing I can say that he's a bastard who is doing things that aren't normal. All the things, the hackers, the politician, all the things in the world that have been completely around doing bad things, like, I don't know, trying to persuade to vote for him, that's completely dumb and useless. That's manipulation at its best. And that's... are these people even caring to go into heaven at that point? I don't think so. Most people are sure do not believe in God. I don't even care if you believe or not in God. At the end, there's surely going to be a place called heaven and hell. It's not that it's going to be the real heaven, nor the real hell. It's not going to be the place that you imagine it's going to be. It's just going to be it in a philosophical way. You'll go to hell if you have been a bad person. You're going to see everything that has been bad in your life. Everything will be turned out against you. You'll be in heaven if you think things are good. Because, well, it's your opinion of it. You see this as good. Maybe Satanists thinks they're doing good by killing, and when they'll go dead, the only thing they can see is their killing, and they'll be proud of it. I don't know. Maybe when they go into hell, maybe when they die, their best life would be to literally be in doom, killing a lot of people and having fun out of it. I just want a place where nobody can disturb me. That's why I want to go into nothingness. I don't want to be in a place where I can be reminded of my dreams, or the people I knew, or even the things I've did. I just don't care anymore. I don't even give a care about people who are around me. Except fictional people or my friends who actually believe in me sometimes. Sure, when you put your beliefs in me, I will absolutely do my best to make you pleased, but here at the end, I can't tell you that I can be there at all times. I'll just tell you, can you please leave me at my own peace? I don't want to be disturbed that much. I want to do my own work. So, well, I'd like to help you. I'd like to help you. I like to care about you. I even like you. I just can't be there all the time. I have my own things, my own needs. Sure, you can help me out of it, but that's not something I like. I'd like to be doing my own things alone. And sure, that might sound weird, but even if I am a little narcissistic about my own stuff, that's just because I want to see it my own way. When I draw something, I don't want anyone to put their work into it, unless I'm doing a corporation or, I don't know, some kind of a melted drawing or a cooperative drawing. Like, when I draw a character embracing another character from another anime, it'd be cool if it's doing it with the guy who officially draw that character. That's nice, and I would accept that. But if you tell me that I'm drawing something cool, and then someone just comes and just say, I'm gonna add something cool too, I'll tell you, that's not what I was planning. See, I like when things go according to plan. I hate when things just are hazardous. There is a lot of randomness, and every time there's improvisation or an interruption of your work. I don't like losing my concentration while having something that reminds me that I should stop. That's why I hate sleeping. That's why I hate taking pause. That's why I hate doing anything that stops me from working. There's also a reason why I hate going to work or studying. When you study, all you do is theoretical writing. All you do is listening to people rambling for stuff. Sometimes they're wrong, or sometimes they're useless, or sometimes it's just complete not what you're looking for. And that's even worse when you're obligated to pass it. Like you're forced to do that, or else you won't have it. Like when you get to your diploma, you need to know. For my case, it's like I need to know Spanish to pass my diploma. The thing is, Spanish, for my own objective, is completely useless by any means. Sure, it can be used to be looking cool, but otherwise, it's so useless that even try to be interesting into it would be completely useless. I'm a guy of focus into one goal. And so, if you make me interested into something, I mean, not making me interested, but if you force me to be interested into something, I'm sure wouldn't help me. And in the end, doesn't help me at all. Well, you can be sure I'll be madly pissed and I wouldn't like doing your own thing. I just didn't like studying Spanish, not because it's bad. Spanish probably be good. It sounds cool, right? I just don't care about it. I just don't like it. And it's useless to me. I want to be a goddamn mangaka. I want to do video games. I don't freaking care about speaking in Spanish. I know that English is forceful, but I like English. Everybody's speaking English. I'm speaking in English right now. People speak English most of the time, and when you go into, I don't know, any kind of software, you gotta tell me that it's freaking English. Sometimes there can be Russian software, but people don't care about that. The most national language that people talk about today is English. Even in Japanese, you're forced to talk about English sometimes. Man, just to say, I don't know, coffee, you're forced to say coffee in English. Just to say, I don't know, slash, you're forced to say slash. It's just like that. English is everywhere. So, of course, I think English sounds cool. It looks cool. It's very simple, less complicated than French, and, well, people don't judge you for your accent, and even if you have a very, very strong accent, if you put a little more effort into it, you can understand what the other guys is saying. You just got to, be empathetic. Don't be a bad guy. So, that's why I like English, and I hate Spanish. Want another example? Okay. Now I know this might sound controversial, or maybe even, I don't know, how to say this. Maybe people would not agree with me, but I just don't care. I hate history classes. People would say, But history is important. It's what makes you learn about being nice or bad. It makes you learn about not making mistakes or what other people did and being bad people. Like, I don't know. The, I cannot pronounce their name. I'm pretty sure it's forbidden. But the guy with the cross in red that does bad things and killing Jews. That's bad. And, well, as much as I like to agree to it, I just don't care. Of course they did bad thing. Of course I would replicate that. But that's not our problems anymore today. Sure, there's maybe people that still talk about this today, but the point is, that's not my problem. That's the problem of politics. And I hate politics. My own personal view of politics is power and resources management. That's all I see into it. When politicians talk, they always talk about the people. Because they have a certain role to fulfill. And I just don't care about that. I don't care about what kind of role you fulfill. The only thing I care is, what can you do to help me achieve my goal? That's all we care for. That's all we strive for. So a politician coming out into our town and just saying, I'm just coming around and telling you guys that we should move around like this, might be good for some people having some kind of, I don't know, head figure. For me, it's completely dumb and irrational. Of course, you might be needing someone to complete your orders, but the only thing I can think of doing orders is the police. They have been, engaged for that. They are placed for that, so we cannot break the rules. Maybe people have been engaged as policemen because they wanted to, and fulfill the order. Maybe other guys thought it was fun and beats down black men because they think it's fun. That's all it is. You gotta freaking live with that life. And other people judging you for it. Policemen who are assholes, policemen who are nice guys. I don't know. You gotta live with things. The life is cruel. And so, I just don't see why having a politician coming on top of it and saying that he should represent ourselves and move things around as he doesn't do that is gonna make a freaking difference. That's why having a freaking dirision is not something I would agree. I'm not even agreeing with having anyone to command me at least. I'm forced to be commanded because I need to work for someone to get money, and that's dumb. If only I could start up out of nowhere and just do my own thing. Doing my own drawing, doing my own passion, doing things that people would appreciate. That would be great. But I can't do that because I don't have the money for it. And money is everything. Like they say, you need to work for that. Sometimes I just think the world isn't balanced as much. I'm starting from a low family with poor battlegrounds, and I need to work my way through. But I'm not someone who is that strong. I'm talented, but not strong. I can't go as far as making the work of hundreds of people have done and becoming a robot, also producer, and also a creator artistic. I need to choose one. I either become an artist, I either become a robot to make my family live, or I either become someone who people will care about. In my top review, my dream will be to be someone that nobody could forget. Or even if we forgot about who I am, I just want to leave a mark, That's probably everybody's dream. But mine in particular just wants to be... I want to be the guy who has created an anime who is not too much of a copycat and that people can care about because it tells everybody the truth. Not a simple anime that as an isekai can be, as anybody can be. I just want to know me that Now, I just want to know me as someone who has drawn an anime that can tell that everybody should be nice, or everybody has a story and we should care for each other. Not every anime has to be about friend powers. Not everything has to be about others. Others are not problem solving. Sure, sometimes they are, but others are as much solve a problem. Now, they're as much as solving problem as bringing problems. We cannot even risk to do that. You can try. Maybe it is rewarding. Maybe being friend with someone with a lot of money could help you out. But how much is it gonna last until you realize that you have been playing him for long? Or you can even go his friend and ask for help for a bit of time. But how long? Isn't he gonna be tired? And even if he is not tired and you can help him out, how is your relationship is gonna work out for long? You're gonna be doing your own stuff anyway, and as he's going to do his own stuff, you can maintain a relationship for long. That's even why most of couples these days breaks. Every time it's always the lady who says, well, I'm not misogynic. I'm just saying, most of the time we take the cliche of the lady saying, it's not you, it's me, and they just leave. And then the couple is destroyed. Or even the man just saying, sorry, you just don't appease me to me anymore. And then just go. Wow. Is that how life has become too? Are we living in a world where people only care about themselves, into the point where they won't even put in single effort in helping others? Sure, there's a lot of people out there who are willing to help each other, but in my time of life, I've been living with a lot of people who just don't care. The only people who cares are, well, not my parents, and those people cannot help me because I am all alone. They just tell me, try to work out, try to be strong, come on, do it, you can do it. In the end, I'm just like, I tried, just can't. It's not that easy. Try to go find a work. I've been trying for so long, never answered me. Try to go and get your car. Get your freaking license. It's not that easy. I'm trying to get interested. I'm forcing myself to get interested into getting a license. A driver license. For freak's sake. I know I should try to get this and it will probably help me out, but I can't. It's hard. It's not that I've participated in any kind of driver license test. It's just I'm trying my best to make my score look the highest so I can have the highest chance. I cannot take any risk for now to go and just do the test to fail again. Well, to fail. I just don't. Because the risk may not be so high in the eye, but losing 30 euros just to make a test and then leave and to know that you just failed. No thanks. I'd rather put my chance as the highest and then go into it. But even then, that was completely useless, buying a thing to make me help getting my driver license. Even the most popular YouTubers don't even need a driver license today. Squeezy, Cyprian, they don't even have driver license apparently. That's weird, that's dumb. What's freaking funny is that Squeezy doesn't even have a job. I mean, he didn't even have a job where he had to, meet someone face to face. I need to do that, but it's stressful and it's weird. And also, you have to come up original about this? How does that work? I just hate it because it's completely up to randomness. And don't tell me you just have to put your best performance out of this. I just tell you it's up to randomness because the amount of opinion is the same amount of a freaking diagonal inside a circle. People will have different opinion about your own vision and own way of working. So if you say that, I like working, it's just something I like to do. Well, I just tell you, that's not original, everybody would say that. But even then, that was the freaking truth. I just like working. I think it's fun. But the guy won't believe me. Great. But for some other people, they would just say, oh great, you like working? Well, no, go out and put out the trash. Wow. I am engaged just to pull out the trash. Well, at least it's for money. Well, even for that I would say yes, but today I'm not even taking the trash. That's funny how I could be used for anything. Anything at all. They're not taking me because they won't have money to spend on, some guy they won't even know that could be doing work. Because they're not even sure if he's able to work. He has not worked for a long time. Why should we trust him? Because he said so? Oh, incredible. That's how much I hate life. I hate the others. I hate having myself to be dependent on the advice of others. I want to be free for once. Just no one to tell me that I'm doing bad. No one to put me limits. No one to judge me. And that's why I want a world in a nothingness. There is no limit. Every time you think of something, it always has limits. Why do we want to protect the earth? Because there's a limit of the amount of resources we have. Why do we want to protect animals? Because most of them will die if we don't do anything, because they have limits. Why can't we just see all the colors? Because we have a limitation of colors we can see. Why can't we just hear every kind of sound? Because there's a limit of sound we can hear. Why don't we just put a lot of water inside of a cube? Because it's limited. Why can't we just put a lot of water inside a bucket and drove it out inside the Sahara so we can make the Sahara a livable place? Because we have limitations. Why can't we just build an island out of nothing? Because we have limited resources. Why can't we work on our projects? Because we have limited time. Why do we need to mark our life in a small amount of time? Why do we need to make choices when we are young? Because our life is limited. Everything in the world is limited. Life itself is limited. Like once a skeleton said, you can try as much as you want. You can try to survive as much as you want. You're still gonna die. That's why I don't even care about people telling me, eat something that is ecological. Eat plant. Be vegan. Eat things that, that would probably make you live forever or make you live longer. I just don't care. I don't want to live out on things that are disgusting just to make me live longer. I prefer to die happy than surviving with a torture. I prefer to eating something that would kill me but it tastes delightful than something that it tastes disgusting but I live with it. Because at the end, I'm just gonna die by psychological way. It just happens like that. Sorry to tell you guys, but that's just how it happens.
Yeah.
Alfina, you're awake.
おはよう。
Sorry to have disturbed you with all those noises.
いえ、そんなんじゃないってば。
You're fine?
うんうん。
Alright. I guess I'm gonna be ending this now. We've been talking for a whole hour.
そっか。
Hope it didn't annoy you guys. Didn't bother with your time. Hope this conversation with me or nothingness have entertained you. Hope you might think about life a little better. Or Maybe that you would see me in a different way and not judge me too much for it. I guess that's up for you. Have a great night or a great day. Just enjoy yourself. Just like everybody would say in anime, don't push yourself too hard
たまには目を休めてくださいね。
and use your time well.
やればできる。
Who knows? Maybe people will need to remember you someday.
はいはい。
Goodbye.
また明日。